Over the past few years, I've taught thousands of people how to build successful, thriving, course-based businesses online. And one of the most common questions that people come to me with is the question of, what if I'm not an expert? What if I'm not credentialed enough? How do I know if I'm an expert enough to teach a course? Now, the answer that I like to give is based on the analogy that I really appreciate, which is that, to the second grader, a fourth grader is an expert. Now, I want to explain the nuance of what that means. Right? The second grader loves learning from the fourth grader because the fourth grader not only knows already what they need to learn, but they can still relate to where the second grader is. So if you're a little bit further ahead of the person you want to teach, that's great. Now there are a couple of caveats to that. The assumption here is that the fourth grader has mastered what the second grader needs to learn. So let's say we're talking about math in an elementary school context. Right? This fourth grader is not necessarily, an expert in math, doesn't have a PhD in calculus or anything like that, but the fourth grader has mastered second grade math. It's not a fourth grader who's still struggling with second grade math. In other words, you don't need to be an authority on everything in your topic, but you do need to have a really strong grasp on the stuff that you're teaching. And second, when the fourth grader is coaching or tutoring the second grader, it's usually on a very specific area of knowledge, right? The fourth grader, for example, might be tutoring the second grader on second grade math. That doesn't mean the fourth grader can teach the whole second grade, right? It's about a very specific focused topic. And so you don't have to worry necessarily about being super credentialed or having a PhD or being a best-selling author or any of those things, as long as you pick a narrow focus of something that people want to learn and you can teach, you're going to be fine.